For Module 5, we're going to discuss the different types of memory. So we have sensory memory, short-term memory, and long-term memory. Our sensory memory is the very brief retention of information gathered through our 5 senses. So we have haptic, echoic, iconic, olfactory, and gustatory. But we'll focus on iconic memory and echoic memory. Iconic is the visual sense of memory, so you keep an image of what you see for up to 1 second. And echoic memory is a brief auditory memory, which is around 2 to 3 seconds of remembering what you hear. Sensory memory also comes into play in our short-term memory. So our short-term memory is a temporary storage system that holds a small amount of information in an active and readily available state for our brain. So this is where working memory comes into play, which is a mental workspace that holds a limited amount of information for a short period to enable complex cognitive tasks like reasoning, comprehension, and learning. Working memory is a very important part of childhood development when learning to process instructions and how to complete tasks. Long-term memory is where our information is stored for an indefinite period of time, sometimes for a lifetime, and this can be split into implicit and explicit memory. So implicit memory is the unconscious things that we can pull from our long-term memory. For example, that old expression of learning how to ride a bike. It's just like riding a bike. So that's something called procedural memory. We remember different procedures like typing, tying up your shoes, riding a bike, and it comes unconsciously. Explicit memory is memory recall and thinking of certain events. So this can also be split into semantic and episodic memory. We've got the picture of the apple there and the girl eating an apple. So basically semantic memory would be remembering, yep, an apple, it's red, it's got a green leaf, it's small. Episodic memory would be remembering an exact time that you ate an apple. So episodic memory refers to specific events in your life. Semantic is knowing general knowledge of certain things. So with our long-term memory, there also comes forgetting mechanisms. Decay, for example, is the psychological phenomena that memory just slowly goes as we age. However, this is disputed. There's also interference, which is a theory that explains forgetting as a result of other memories interfering with the retrieval of information from long-term memory. So there's retroactive interference, which is where new memories take over, and proactive interference where there's too many old memories, so it's harder to learn new things. Now, if we talk about the different types of memory processing and the process of how we get something into long-term memory, basically we've got the acquisition, which is the learning stage, learning a new skill or something about the world. We've got the storage, which is putting that away in our little filing cabinet in our brain, and then retrieval, which is when we bring it to the surface and we remember. So yeah, that's an explanation of memory. Thank you.